Hey guys, KaritosMC here, and in honor of 1 trillion zombies killed, today we're going to begin a campaign walkthrough. My hope is to help regular tab players, veteran tab players, or new tab players better understand how to beat the game at 800% without pause or with pause, however you want to do it. We're going to be doing 800% no pause. Call it the trillion walk. Well, we're going to call it trillion walk because trillion walkthrough doesn't fit. Try to keep it casual. I tried to do this completely off the cuff and it didn't work, but so I do have some notes in case I lose my train of thought, but my intent with this is that you guys will be able to watch. We'll be able to watch it together, and I can kind of make comments, explain what I'm doing. We will talk about the research tree and how to make choices with that as we go through the campaign. We have selected Calliope as our hero because Kalis is slow, and we want to get through hero missions as quickly as possible, as painlessly as possible, and Kalis having to walk across the entire thing and walk all the way back is not a lot of fun to deal with. So in tab, and this is across the board, the main resources, whether survival or the campaign, are food and energy and space. With these three resources, you can accomplish a lot. And you'll see here that I like to use my rangers in formations of 2. This is so to prevent either one of them from getting overwhelmed, hopefully, and keep them alive. We on this first map, the main thing is to grab that stone, build a barracks, and start making rangers. You'll notice it's day 1. I still haven't started collecting wood. No big deal. The tech tree has limited us here to where there's really not a lot that we spend wood on. I mean, Teslas, energy, the barracks, and rangers, and walls are really the only thing that we are going to spend wood on. I made the decision to send my rangers across that bridge up there because I know there's food up there, having played these maps before. You see here, I tried to just run in there and grab it, but there's too much. We're not using any auto cancel for this, so this is so what that is when your rangers can just fire continuously without the animation, making them able to kill more zombies faster. We will not be using any kind of gimmicks like that. I do in 900% survival when I'm going for like high scores, just to try to increase the map clearing speed, resource gathering. We don't need a ton of wood. I think you're going to see that I will get to plus 20 wood, and I'll leave it there. Plus 20 wood is 60 wood a day, 20 wood every 8 hours, and that is plenty for our needs. So I've got some early tents, got a little energy, I got 2 sawmills, and I built directly towards that stone intentionally because I want to get that stone. The sooner I can start making barracks, I can, start making rangers. Interestingly, you'll notice that I put a wood pole in front of that hunter's cottage. I knew that zombies coming across that bridge would go directly that path towards the command center, and so one piece of wood there functions as an alarm. When a zombie gets there, they start hitting the wood, and I can bring those rangers back. I didn't need to leave one there guarding like you see I have now. I have that one there now because I have a veteran in the south, and a veteran is essentially 2 rangers. So as soon as these folks make veteran, I feel a lot more comfortable splitting them up. I'm getting as much food as possible and as much space as possible so I can put down more tents. Wood is a key resource. It's used in everything, but again on this map we don't need a ton of it. Each tent that we put down provides 8 gold. Now it costs 30 gold and 4 food, but for 30 gold and 4 food you get a device that gives you 24 gold a day, so it very quickly pays for itself, and the sooner you're putting them down, the faster it pays for itself and the faster you make a profit. So again, we're clearing that north because I know that there's food up there. There's also some food in that south where that other ranger is still clearing. Let's see. When you are building like food gatherers or wood gatherers, always go for the maximum number of gatherers rather than like the maximum number of food. So if let's say I have a tree line that I can put down a hunter's cottage, it's going to give me 20 food. Or I can put down 2 hunters' cottages to the tune of 25 food. Well, that's 1 more tent. That's 1.25 more tents that I can get. And so I'm actually going to put down 2 hunters' cottages rather than 1. The same with the fishing there. You see I put down 2 And so as soon as I'm able to put down a barracks or close to, I kind of let it slip because I'm not real concerned with this map. You notice I know that from the northwest is the only entrance that the zombies are going to come off of the edge of the map. It's the only place where we're going to have random raids. I have to worry about zombies encroaching on my base, really. So there's a choke point right there conveniently, and I have blocked off that choke point, which is a force multiplier for my rangers. It makes one ranger, with all those walls, it makes one ranger worth 20 rangers, because that's how many zombies one ranger would be able to hold, you know, assuming that the zombies aren't just tearing down those walls immediately. I'm continuing to grab food as I expand. One of the things that I see a lot of new players do is put down a ton of Teslas. Now I'm putting down Teslas in order to prevent my wood capping too much, but you want to use the space that you have before you're expanding too much. Those rangers in the north are, as quickly as possible, attempting to get to those food resources that are up there. The main question in this game is always not, you know, let me rephrase. The question is not, do I have enough? Do I have enough rangers? Do I have enough colonists? Is my income good enough? Do I have enough that I can beat the map or survive? That's never the question. The question is, can I get more? Can I get more before the next wave? Can I get more before the next final wave? Whatever it is, you are always looking to get more. So as I mentioned, the first map, we have the stone to the south. We have an entrance for zombies in the northwest where we are blocking that choke and clearing the north first in order to get those resources that are up there. Let's see. Flat mode and health bars, especially at like 800% at this level, if you're trying to play at this level with no pause, you're going to want to be using flat mode. Maybe especially if you're playing with no pause, because it lets you quickly assess where is probably the best spot to put down resource gatherers. So that tree line, I don't have to move the cursor and look for a spot to put down the wood. I can look and decide where I want to put down the wood, and then quickly do that when I have the cash to do it. So like I said, you see I just got 500 gold, which is going to help me pay for these rangers that I'm producing down here. And every time I have 20 stone, I'm building a new barracks. As long as I have enough gold income, it takes 120 gold and 2 wood to train a ranger. As long as I have enough gold income to pay for, say, 4 rangers at the same time, which is 480 gold, then it's worthwhile to have 4 barracks, because I can be producing 1 ranger at each barracks. As a general rule in this game, you want to have, rather than queuing up 5 rangers in 1 barracks, I'd rather have 5 barracks making 1 ranger at a time, and that way I'm getting 5 rangers in 8 hours or 10 hours, 12 hours, however long it takes, versus 1 ranger in that same amount of time from a barracks with it queued up. So that's a kind of a good rule of thumb as you're playing the game, is if you find yourself queuing up multiples of something at a barracks, you probably need to go ahead and build you another barracks, and that way you're not queuing up a bajillion more. We're getting close to the end here. We've cleared the map, got tons of rangers. I'm getting the last of the food that I can on the map. I mean, you can't cross the bridge to get resources over there, but I have essentially sucked up every bit of hunter-gatherer food and fishing food that I can. You notice I just put down a 5th barracks because I have the gold to support it. And I'm still at 300 colonists is all you need to complete this map on 800%. You notice that I have more than 400. Well, I shortly will have more than 400. And this is again because the question is not, do I have enough, but can I get more? So as we're approaching the day of the wave, and I already know what entrance the wave is coming from, I've gotten to a tiny little choke point, and this is maximizes the efficiency of the wood that I use in building a wall. It's a smaller place to defend, and I've got my rangers safely tucked behind that wall, and you'll notice that I'm a little nervous whether or not 3 wood walls is enough with this many rangers, so it's always good to have a little backup, and you'll notice my wood income here was kind of hurting me, but I made kind of a fallback point that we ultimately didn't need. So flat mode is extremely helpful. Health bars. You can always have your health bars turned on If you have a numpad on your keyboard, like mine does here, what you're going to do is you, in the graphics settings, in the options settings, you are going to assign the show health bars button to one of the numbers on your keypad, and then you will push numlock and that number at the same time, and just kind of cycle it once or twice, and you'll see that the health bars come on and stay on. And that right there was the conclusion of the first map. We maximized the use of our space with tents everywhere that we could, with food from everywhere that we could, and we used choke points to defend, and we were making rangers out of our barracks. I think by the end there we had 60 plus rangers. For map selection next, I always do the crossroads. The Hunter's Meadow is perfectly acceptable, but if you do the crossroads first, the Hunter's Meadow will be significantly easier because of that. Because of the research that you'll unlock. At this point, we could safely grab Bobs, but one of the things as you're playing through the campaign is don't spend research points until you're playing the map that you're going to play. Because if I spend research points now and then I go and beat the last bunker, I can't get those research points back, and I don't need research points for the last bunker. Always play hero missions on 25% difficulty, because otherwise they are just tedious. They're just tedious. If you enjoy it, you can do it on whatever difficulty you like. But most 800% no pause players, in fact, all of them that I know, will put these on 25% just so they can get them done. On this map, I think you're going to see why Calliope is the better choice, because I don't even have to deal with these zombies, especially these walkers, and then on 25% on 800, this one's easy on 800% too. But I can just run through and grab the technology that I need to grab and get out. I don't have to waste time shooting these zombies. I hate it, waste time. And on this map, you hit those points. There's nothing behind this door usually. I don't think there ever is anything, but I always check, just because there's like the technology that you find on these maps is always in the same places, but it's not always like a place that it's been before is not always utilized, if that makes sense. So if there's 20 places on a hero mission where research technology could be, maybe 15 of them are used every single time you play the map. So 5 of them are random. So there's, 5 of them randomly are not in use, basically. Using barrels on these things is very helpful, saves a little bit of time. Run back, shoot the barrel. I'm going to be looting these chests, and while I do that, I'm going to send the Bobs forward. Just to go ahead and start clearing that area, so my hero has an easier time running through. So she's collected everything there. We're going to run in here up in the north. There's something that every now and again it may not have. Sometimes you run up there and there's nothing up there. Sometimes you run up there and that box will be lootable. So we loot it. I've got him chasing me, but I've got a barrel. Handy dandy. I got my Bobs there. Open the door. Usually I would bring my Bobs with me here, but I just kind of was hoping I could just grab what I needed to get and get out of here. Surprised by how many runners were down here. So don't panic. Just run them back to the Bobs. And you can press F2 to select all your units. And then you can click on the Bobs. Also in the bottom right, you'll see a picture of Calliope, and you'll see a picture of the Bobs. You can click on the Bobs there. Select the Bobs very quickly. You can always assign your hero to a key like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see, I didn't do that. There was no real need. At this point, I've got the research. I've got the technology bits, and I'm leaving the map. I'm not going to bother bringing the Bobs with me. It makes absolutely no difference to the game or your score or anything like that. So they can just stay there. They were already down there. Now at least they have a little bit more walking around space or whatever. And we are going to exit the map. And so you see we did that in less than 2 minutes. That's the way I like to do the hero missions. We give speed to Calliope so that we can do it even like you'll see as we go, man. She is quick. Make sure to always put it back on whatever difficulty you're doing right away. With Calliope, again, her greatest asset, I think, is her speed, because we will use animation cancel on the hero missions, so I don't need to worry about her attack speed. Just not because we need it, but just to get it done. I always kind of go back and forth with her, whether I want to get speed or health first. Health is safe. Health is the safer route. I'm not the safest, so we chose speed. And at the research tree, we're going to grab the bobs. There's a lot of great logistical things. There's a lot of great like efficiency things like that. The whole logistics route and some of these other things that boost your food and stuff like that. If you're playing on 800%, they are traps. They're absolute traps. You need to get bobs and you need to get farms is like the #1 thing. The Hunter's Meadows, having a population of 600, it is significantly easier with farms. Farms provide 12 colonists with each farm and a lot more food. So what you want to do is make sure and grab the wood workshop. So we get bobs in the wood workshop. We're going to handle the map to the south. I believe it's called the Crossroads. We'll unlock farm technology, and then we will go to the Hunter's Meadow. That's the plan of attack for these first few maps. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. If you want to see more, I will make more of these videos when we have 100 likes. So until then, you guys be safe, and I'll catch you next time.